Good evening, everyone. Konbanwa Tokyo. We are Team RicPat. We bring you tonight movie night. So let's get it started. First off, let's meet the team. Okay. From left to right, I was Jack. I am the tech lead for this project, and I worked on the mobile app and authentication. And over here we have Kenny, our firefighter and full stack extraordinaire. Alex, our front end and UI master. And Jose, our UX, authentication, and also head of marketing. So movie night is a social app where couples can enjoy a stress-free night. So when everyone is at home during Corona, there can lead to some kind of friction. And maybe we've had movie night more than we're used to, and we've already scoured all of Netflix. So we wanted to create a fun game-like experience where couples can easily come to a decision and have a nice movie night. So without further ado, let's get the popcorn going and start a demo. You ready, Alex?
Yes, I am.
How's the connection over there from Bangkok?
Yeah, looks like it's all right.
It's good. Okay.
All right. So let's get the demo started. So Jack's going to be using his iPhone to show how our app's working. So here's the demo of movie night. So upon opening our app, you're going to be welcomed to our swiping screen, where you're going to see a list of procedurally generated movie posters from a Netflix API. So our app uses a really awesome swiping feature where users can swipe the movie posters to the left or to the right. Swiping left will tell our app that this is a movie that you're not really interested in seeing. However, if you swipe to the right, that tells our app that that's a movie that you want to see. Also, whenever you swipe left or right, our app provides a helpful indicator to let users know the result of their input. Now, let's say you're swiping and you come across a movie poster that looks interesting, but it's one that you're not familiar with, and you want to learn more. Well, you can. By tapping on the poster, you'll be directed to our movie info screen, where you'll see a list of relevant information about the movie that you tapped on, like the movie title, a brief synopsis, the genre, and the runtime. Also from this page, you'll be able to press the red or green button to tell the app if the movie you're looking at is one that you want to watch or not. And again, after making an input, the app will provide a helpful indicator to let users know the result of their input. Also, from the movie info screen, if you see a movie that you're really interested in and you want to watch it immediately, you can click on our Go to Netflix button, and you'll be redirected to the Netflix page for that movie. And if you have the Netflix app downloaded on your device, you'll be redirected to your Netflix app. But let's say that you've been swiping for a bit and you're not really feeling any of the movies that you're seeing. But lately, you've been in the mood for some sci-fi, right? You want to see a sci-fi movie. So you can filter by them, right? By tapping on our gear icon on our swiping screen, you open up our filter options and see a number of genres available to choose from. So let's tap on the genre button, the filter button, and let's hit sci-fi. Right? We're okay there, Jack? Okay. Let's tap on sci-fi. Let's tap on sci-fi if we can. Okay, great. And now every movie on this list is going to be in the sci-fi genre. And you can also filter by multiple genres, or you can reset the list back to all movies of every genre. But that is not all our app does. The real magic of movie night comes from using our app with another user. If two paired users swipe right on the same movie, they'll receive a match, which they can see on our matches screen. So let's go over to that. Yes, I can. Okay, so here are a number of matched movies where two users have swiped right on, indicating that they both want to watch this movie. But let's say this screen is empty and we need a match so we can start our night. So let's go over to our profile screen. And we will see that our user is already in a pair. So our user Chewy is in a pair called the Falcon. So let's say we have no matches and we want one as soon as possible. So let's use our rush feature, a mode where both users in a pair will have a limited amount of time to swipe right or left on the same list of movies in order to get a match quickly. And if we go to the swiper screen and click on the fast forward icon, we'll be navigated to a room to wait for our partner to join. And as soon as our partner joins, the timer will count down to let the user know that a game is about to start. So here we have Chewy, and we're waiting for our user Han that Kenny is going to be navigating on his iPhone. So let's punch it, Chewy. Let's get this rush mode started as soon as Kenny joins. And they're like, okay, great. So as soon as both players enter rush mode, the timer will count down immediately, and the pressure of time will force users to use their gut intuition to swipe as much as possible to get a match. So here, if we move, I guess there's lag, but all right. So are we swiping? Great. All right. So after the rush mode is over, after the timer counts down, you're going to be navigated back to our swiping screen. And then here, if we go to our matches screen, we'll see that all the matches that we made, either in rush mode or in the regular swiping mode, those matches will be updated in real time to our matches screen. Also, we can even tap on these movies to see the movie info. We can go to Netflix from here, and we can even remove the movie from our matches after we've seen them to keep this list light and tight. And that's movie night. I think I speak for everyone on my team when I say that we are so immensely proud of this app that we made, and we hope that you check it out. So now Kenny is going to go over our super impressive tech stack.
I think so. Let's talk about how the technical side of the stuff. How do we enable the movie night experience? So firstly, we have chosen the Firebase file store database service to both host our database and make our data management and data storage stuff getting done. So we have also used other Firebase services such as the Firebase authentication for user account management, the Firebase storage for profile pictures, the Firebase cloud messaging function for sending the message, which I will talk about later. So to communicate with the database, we have employed TypeScript, which is through the Firebase cloud function, essentially provides an API layer for our front-end app to communicate with our database. So for the app language, we have chosen Dart and Flutter. Dart is the programming language, and Flutter is the framework to let you use Dart to develop a cross-platform application. So right now it's deployed to the Google Play Store, and we have already deployed it to the Outlet Store, which is in the reviewing process. And this is our tech stack. Okay, so now let's talk about the app architecture, how the app actually works. So when you download our app, it's actually only a 41 megabytes file. But what it actually does is that it is real lifetime updating, reading data from our database, and then our user actions such as swiping, joining rush mode, and stuff. It's lifetime updating with the database, and with this simple stuff in this database and in our cloud server, we actually have a lot of stuff going on. Let's say you have your pair, you get a pair, and then you still do some matching. When you swipe, it is like the database is calculating whether you have a match or not. And also we have some shenanigan stuff going on, which is like a recommendation algorithm, which we'll talk about in a second. So now let's talk about the database. What does it actually does? So firstly, it's movie night. So there has to be some movie data. In this corona time, the COVID, it's not really that good and safe to go out to cinema to watch a movie with your partner. So every movie provided, as you can see in the app, is available on Netflix Japan. So now, if you use our app, you can use it with your partner and then enjoy your movie night experience in your home safely and warm. So we also have our user data, like not only the username or profile picture, but most importantly, your swiping, what did you like and what you did not. So, and then when you have a pair, we also have the matches, as you can see in the demo. It's pretty important in the sense that even when you are not using an app, let's say when you use swipe right, like a movie, and then your partner also like that movie, so you have a match, but you're not using our app, what do? So we are taking care of this problem. When you're not using an app, we will send a cloud notification to your device. So even when you are busy with your work or with your school, you still know what to watch that night with your partner. So it's so more importantly, we have our recommendation algorithm, which means that we in our account server we will decide that according to the user's preference of certain movies, our server will recommend you a set of movies that is personalized to your own preference. So let's explain more about that. So let's say you are the user, the robot in the middle. So you have 5 balls, meaning that there are like movies of different genres available in your feed, in your app. And then let's say you are a huge sci-fi fan. You like Star Wars, Star Trek, and other sci-fi movies in general. You like a lot of sci-fi movie. After a time, you will have much more sci-fi movies in your feed and less movies of other genres in your feed. If you, let's say you hate the horror movie because it's too scary, after the time of usage, you will have nearly no horror movies in your app presented to you. So now I pass my time to my fellow colleague Jose to talk about the front-end logics and UI UX design.
Thank you very much, Kenny. That was a really interesting presentation about the backend of our application. Now, I would like to introduce the audience to some of the front-end features that we implemented on this app. So let's get started with the main feature that we implemented on the app, which is the swiping gesture. Why we decided to use a swiping gesture for the central feature of our app is because we thought of the most natural and intuitive movement that all of our smartphone users are already used to and takes advantage of the native capabilities of each mobile device. So with this, we hope to get like a very intuitive interaction with our app. Second, we picture our users using this app right in the middle of the living room when they're getting ready to watch a movie, right? So at this moment, our users do not want to like be facing a really bright screen where like it's gonna make a different moment. We want them to be seamlessly interacting with the app in an environment which is dark. So we implemented a dark design across of our app. Also, we decided to implement a material design feature. So most of the navigation items and the icons, most of the users are already familiar with. And we think that this will increase the easy engagement of the users on our app. And last but not least, the privacy of our users is very important. And also, in order to integrate with the functionality that Kenny was showing us on the backend, we decided to introduce the Fire-based authentication. So it will seamlessly integrate with our cloud serverless architecture and provide an interesting user experience. So with this, I already showed you the features on the front end, and I would like to talk a little bit about the project challenges, what we face when we come into this project. So first of all, as my colleague Kenny showed you a few moments ago, we decided to use the framework of Flutter and the language Dart to tackle this project. The reason why we decided to use those frameworks and languages to tackle this project was because with a single code base, we would be able to deploy to the Android App Store and to the iOS App Store. So by having the possibility of doing that within a single code base, we thought to ourselves, okay, this is not going to be that hard. We already finished a 1-week project where we learned a different programming language in a short period of time. We can handle this. And as a team, we decided to go heads on this new technology. And well, it was probably a little bit more difficult than what we expected. But however, we were able to overcome the challenge of getting introduced to a new technology and being able to deploy the app that you just saw right now in the demonstration. Isn't that impressive? I think it's very impressive. So now that you see, okay, but the app is quite simple. It only has like a swiping feature, left and right, and some matches pages and the profile page. Well, actually, there's a lot under the hood. And this page, I don't want to scare you. is just to give you an overview of all the things that are included in the app. So in order to be able to include each of these features in the app, our team had to organize really well using Kanban methodologies, agile methodologies, but no more buzzwords. The idea is that we were able to overcome the challenge and tackling a completely new program language. And this is really impressive, and we're very proud to be showing this to you today. So let me talk to you a little bit more in detail about what the difference of paradigm that we were tackling when we were developing this app. So I mentioned that we decided to use the Flutter framework. This Flutter framework uses the Dart programming language, which is the logo that you see on your screen on the left. And we were used more to work with the JavaScript language, which is web development paradigm, and it's like the main language on the web. Although Dart is a language that is very recent and is more designed for working with mobile features. So having to work within these different paradigms, the different syntax of the languages, and most of all, overcoming the barrier of understanding a mobile paradigm and a web paradigm was something our team was able to overcome, and we became on the winning side of that battle. So with that, I will pass the voice to my colleague Jack, which is a tech lead, and he will tell you a little bit of what happened on the deployment of this app.
The hard way, when you're deploying to Google Play or iOS Store, the lag and knowing when your app is approved is quite unpredictable. Sometimes it can take a few hours, sometimes it can take a few days, and you also have to learn how to configure your file in a way that's much different than JavaScript with package.json. So with this, we learned that you need to sort of have your MVP ready much faster so that you're able to deploy and figure out your bugs in a short amount of time. So some of the future features that we'd like to implement in version 2.0, one is social login, which would be using either Facebook or Apple. We also like to have the ability to have groups of 2 or more people and the ability to switch between different groups. This would really create a robust experience. And also, we'd love to add different streaming services such as Amazon Prime and Disney Plus, which are quite popular in Japan. So I think this wraps up our presentation, and it's a quite chilling night, and I think you guys are all eager to get home and watch a movie, or if you're already home. So this wraps up our presentation. And again, my name is Jack, this is Kenny, and Alex from Bangkok, and Jose and Hakuba. And you can use this link to download our app. And this also leaves you a landing page that gives you more information on our iOS deployment. Thank you, everyone, and have a good movie night.